How y'all doing today? My name's Ayin, and today the topic of discussion is going to be a personal motto that I live by. That is to always be encouraging, never discouraging. So think about that. Always encouraging and to be never discouraging. This is something that I strive for. I'm imperfect, just like any of us. But it is something that I strive to live by. Me living by that motto of always encouraging, never discouraging, it helps me to make sure that my words are not just comments that lead nowhere, that when I speak, I do have purpose. Behind my actions are purpose. And all of that is to be encouraging and uplifting others. It's one of the reasons why I started these videos. It's my sole motivation behind my first book, Kilimanjaro's The Arithmetic of Family Communication, was to work on having healthier connections with people in your inner circle and just be uplifting to one another, because nobody needs help being beat down. That's something that we do pretty good on our own, that we're capable of self-directing and doing to ourselves, let alone having anybody contribute to that. So that's the last thing I want to do, is contribute to some verbal exchange with someone that's tearing them down or anything of that nature, because you just don't know. People are fragile. We're all fragile. So we need to work to upbuild one another. A lot of the times when I think of being always encouraging, never discouraging, I think about comments that I've gotten where there was no purpose behind what was said. And I'm just like, man, when I kind of boil things down to, was that encouraging or discouraging? It kind of gives you some harsh reality sometimes on things. I remember one time talking to a particular family member. They would always let me know the happenings of what was going on in their life and the things they were accomplishing. And at this particular time, I just re-enrolled back in school. So I was just sharing that little tidbit of information with them. And I was like, yeah, well, I signed up for college today to finish, doing what I set out to do. And the comment I got back was, family member told me it's nothing like a educated fool. And, the rest of the conversation was a blur to me. I didn't call this person out on that particular conversation, because I was just so blindsided by what they had said and why they had made such a comment. What was the purpose or the motivation behind what they were saying? I've heard that phrase used before. Usually it's used when you're talking to a know-it-all and maybe they're touting their education up over someone who doesn't have one, as and them knowing more, or just really being foolish with the education. So I've heard that term before, or that phrase before. But for the context of what I was using, it was just merely saying, hey, this is something that I did. There's a little glimmer of hope in my life, signing up for school. And for this person to make that comment, I didn't address them on that occasion, but I did address them on another phone call. And to that, they said, I don't remember saying that. Which, I guess if I was them, I wouldn't have wanted to remember saying that either. Because they came off as a jerk in what they had said. And I make reference to this in my book. It's the last section of my book when it's talking about love, hate, love, which is jealousy and envy that you receive from others, especially like elders in your family, people who are living vicariously through you, or hating vicariously through you on certain accomplishments that you have and whatnot. And they make these off-kilter comments that just have no reason to be made. So when I kind of boil things down to that, or just looking at that instance of that family member talking to me, and you go, okay, were you encouraging me or were you discouraging me? A person just shared that they signed up for school. Was that encouraging or was it discouraging? Do you think I felt better when we got off the phone? But that was the old me. And what I'm saying, the old me, I would get wrapped up in some of these things that were said, because that stuff hurts, especially when it's coming from people that you don't expect it from. You're just like, why is this? So I can't control what other people can do. Neither can you. And that's the purpose of me making this video. But I can't control on how I interact with others and how much control I let them have up over me. So in situations like that, I just keep it moving, keep it on going, or maybe next time I won't share anything with you. Maybe I'll keep it to myself. I'm not like an educated fool, right? So, and that when I think about the irony of that, of such a foolish statement coming from someone making a comment that was really like all out of context from the way that it was used. A lot of discouraging things come to mind on that. So I just wanted to take time out for that video to tell you about that model that I live by and how to make sure that your comments are comments that don't lead, the comments that lead to nowhere. To avoid comments that lead to nowhere. You want your comments to mean something. You want when you open your mouth, you say something. People are listening, whether you realize it or not. Are they listening to the right things? That's what I care about when I'm talking. I hope people are getting the right message. So if you want to put that out there, just think about that when you're talking and you're interacting with others. Are you encouraging or are you discouraging? You can do a lot with this mouth. It's a very powerful tool. Are you upbuilding people or are you tearing people down? Think about it. So until next time, stay encouraged. Avoid being discouraged. My name's Ayin. You have a good one.